fan bases, and we cannot wait. This is our show. We're presented by Truist this morning, live in New York City. Not the big guava, the big apple, but fruits all around. Yeah. My name's Kay Adams, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, and Kyle Brandt. Peter, we have Matt James, the Bachelor, on the program.
Love it.
How do you feel about that? Everyone's happy?
Love it. Bachelor Nation, I hope you're watching. We've had several Bachelor contestants in the past be on the show. Now we have the actual Bachelor. I'm excited.
You're excited to hear from Bud Dupree.
Bud Dupree's always got things to say, and they got beef amongst the Steelers about who cooks a steak well. We're going to get steak Twitter going. Always opinions.
And Jeff Chadia's on our show. We're also playing bingo this hour.
Playing bingo, yeah. And Jeff's always amazing. He's the best voice in the business. He does a great job with his work.
At Team FB with your thoughts. Let's hit it, guys. Time for Lead Block.
Lead block.
And let's get into it. It's time to go way back here on a Wednesday. The 2001 season, by the way, guys, that's where we're going. Backup quarterback Tom Brady comes in after an injury to Drew Bledsoe that happened in Week 2, and he leads the Patriots to an AFC East title. And then, of course, a trip to Super Bowl 36 against the Rams. The Pats were huge underdogs against Hall of Famer and our dear friend Kurt Warner and the greatest show on turf. And I just want you to remember and take a look at how it all went down.
Good afternoon, everyone. From the Louisiana Superdome, it is Super Bowl 36. Warner fakes the toss, rolls back to throw, being hit and being sacked. Tremendous play.
Well, the Rams offense has never really gotten in rhythm.
Warner goes back to throw, and here's the blitz by Mike Vrabel. The pass is intercepted. Picked off by Taiwan. 30, 25, 20, 15, touchdown! Taiwan! Back to the far side right. Brady first and goal. St. Louis 8-yard line. Brady drops back to throw. Looks. Fires right. Touchdown, David Pep! Touchdown, David Pep! Back to throw is Warner. Fires and is intercepted. Picked off by the Patriots. Otis Smith at the 50.
Warner, quarterback sneaks, walks into the end zone, touchdown Rams. Warner stands in, fires, Ricky Prohl wide open, caught it inside the 10, breaks the 10, yes, touchdown, Ricky Prohl.
Fires down the field, caught, Troy Brown at the 40, he's to the left of the 37-yard line and goes out of bounds. Set to go, snap, ball down, kick up, kick is on the way, and it is good! It's good! It's good! And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions!
You're the man, baby. You are the man. You're a great man.
This, I can't believe it. And it's going to happen like a million other times. And I'm going to go to my 10th Super Bowl. And how many years ago was that?
Yeah, 20 years ago? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
2001.
So they march down the field. Vinatieri kicks the game winner, Brady's first ring and the start of an absolute dynasty. Now back to 2021, we're here in modern day now. It's still Brady. There's another dynamic offense, an MVP quarterback on the other sideline. Which quarterback would you love to see have a chance to lead a game-winning drive in Super Bowl 55? Not the one that, this is ridiculous, not the one that you would love, the one that you would trust, the one that you'd be confident in. Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes? Who you got?
Your head coach on the sideline with a headset. Yeah. You got to pick one guy.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You put it better than it was.
Pretty good team. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is fantastic, eh?
Yeah.
He can make every throw in the book.
He can.
He's young, he's talented. Seems like he's done it all.
Where are you going with this?
However, it's disrespectful to pick anybody outside of Brady. I mean, yesterday you talked about Gronk, right? Being in the playoffs, being a great playoff tight end. Tom Brady knows what it's like to be in the postseason. Guys, let's just look at the clutch moments. Most fourth quarter comebacks in playoff history. Tom Brady has 9. Yeah. And then underneath that, the one they always argue, well, Joe Montana went to 4 and he won 4. I don't care about that argument. Joe, I love you, I respect you, and you see the rest of the list.
I like when we show the graphics that have the Hall of Fame logo next to those are the good.
And you know, it looks like Eli Manning will most likely be a Hall of Famer, and Russell Wilson too. But let me just touch on this. Forget about this argument for a quick second. Let me just segue into this Joe Montana, Tom Brady, and I thank you for the highlights, because this is going to support what I'm saying. You're going to say to me, well, Joe Montana went to 4 and he won 4. He's clutch. I mean, that just makes him the GOAT. He is truly the GOAT, Nate. Listen, I respect that era more than anybody. My mom and dad are from San Francisco. The 49ers mean the world to me. But you're telling me that you'd give the nod to a quarterback who went 4 times and won 4 times, then another quarterback who went 10 times and possibly could win 7 Super Bowls. On average, basically he went to the Super Bowl every other year in Tom Brady. So for me, the best quarterback, most clutch quarterback, in the moments that matter, I'm choosing Tom Brady right now. And I'm saying the GOAT period over Joe Montana, and I love you, Joe, is still Tom Brady.
Okay. All right. It's pretty good. 10 Super Bowls.
He's been to the mountaintop more times than anybody. It's hard to get there. They use it as a knock against me. They're like, well, he went to a few and lost. Bro, he got there.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is getting there.
Well, that's the thing about Montana. He's never lost a Super Bowl. Well, try going to 10 and you lose a few, dude, you know?
You might. The Brady deal is so fun because he's done it all in every kind of way. Like, he had the greatest offense with the Patriots of 07. They've won with heroic defense. And in these Super Bowls, he's done 28-3, where he's had this crazy comeback, so he's checked that thing. He's done the drive, of course, against the Rams in that game. And yet, there are 3 particular, like, last-minute drives that Brady has had chances in.
Where are you going with this?
And Brady didn't finish the job.
Show me.
Let's go to 07, greatest offense ever.
However,
Randy Moss is open. You have Randy Moss open here.
This play
He's
kills
beating
me.
it. And look at the pass. He underthrew him. He underthrew him.
Let me ask you this. His whole thing is I Moss people. Can't Randy go up and get that thing? It always has bothered me. Go up and get it.
If Randy catches his pass, there's a good chance Strahan never gets a Super Bowl. There's a good chance Eli Manning does not have his moments. And it's a good point Rodney Harrison is never mentioned when it comes to Super Bowl infamy.
Does David Tyree not have a smoothie shop in New Jersey?
Tyree is not. Wait, what happened here? What happened here? A few years later, Giants again. Brady throws it deep. He's got a shot. He's got a shot. He's got Aaron Hernandez. He's got Gronk. He's got a few guys. He's got Deion Branch, Nate.
oh boy.
Gronk, get it.
Deion, come on, man.
Incomplete.
What are you doing, bro?
Incomplete. Brady didn't finish the job.
Brady said in the huddle, just run to the goalpost. I'm going to throw as far as
Peter, what is
Gronk,
this?
lay out.
Peter, did you put a dip in this?
I know. What's happening?
Brady, what happened here? Brady,
Adam Sandler?
Yeah,
Brady,
that's what he's
Brady got stripped in a big spot in the Super Bowl, and he lost. Look, Brady's got some pock marks on these last-second drives in the Super Bowl. I want to see Brady get final word on this stuff and just go and have that drive, the Montana versus the Bengals drive, where you're looking at John Candy before the huddle and just get the job done. Brady has nothing to prove.
Yeah.
He's won every single way. He won 28-3. He came all the way back. And yet those 3 games, he had opportunities, and it did not finish the way Brady wanted. I want to see Brady on a last-minute drive, do the thing, get it done, put this thing to bed, and never have to hear about it again.
8 a.m. You got your workout in because that was a heavy lift.
No,
that was a heavy lift, bro.
We haven't seen it in these playoffs with Tom Brady at the helm of the Bucs. They've had fourth quarter leads and they just sort of have to ice it away. We have not seen Brady in that spot in these playoffs having to do that in any of the games, any of the 3 road games.
Yeah, and last week he just started coughing up interceptions every 5 seconds. Yeah. And I just want to throw this out here. We can chew on this for the next 11 days. And I'm not saying, I'm wondering, is this the best quarterback matchup we've ever had in the Super Bowl ever? Now, we've had some great ones.
Marino Montana,
very old, very young. Favre, Elway. Elway was a little past his prime. Breeze Manning.
Yes.
I think Breeze was going into his prime. Rodgers, Roethlisberger is not very memorable. Aikman, Kelly, like just some great ones. I'm just wondering, could this be? Like, tell me one that is emphatically better. But I will respond to the question by saying, you want Brady or Mahomes? Nate comes up and, shows a bunch of things from 50 years ago that Brady has done. Peter comes up and says all these things that Brady has messed up.
I just want to see another great Brady moment.
Things. Yeah, I'm man on the ball to Mahomes. You crazy? Get out of here, Gramps. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Mahomes.
Kyle, absolutely?
Absolutely. 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 I'm a canteen boy. I'm the Hurley boy. Patrick Mahomes doesn't lose games. Like, he doesn't lose games. He's lost 9 of them in his career. He doesn't make the big, stupid mistake at the end of the game. He doesn't throw 3 picks in the second half of a title game. Look, I love Brady. I was saying he's a walking miracle. But if I got to win a drive, I'm going to mess the game. He never messes up. I do think it is slightly interesting that of those 9 games, there's only 1 quarterback on the face of the earth who's beaten him 2 times. You know who that quarterback is? It's Brady. It's the only guy who's done it 2 times, including the only guy who's beaten him in a playoff game. So that makes the plot thicken, as we like to say. However, listen, I'm not disrespecting Brady. Mahomes is the perfect weapon. He is the Jeff Speakman on the high-waisted jeans and the hitting sticks. You give the ball to Mahomes. We don't have a montage of him messing up.
No, you don't.
We don't have the things from a million years he hasn't done well because since he's entered the league, he's owned it. You give the ball to Mahomes, fam.
It was overtime. It was 2018, the AFC Championship game. It was Mahomes. The shots of him standing on the sideline as Brady marched down the field earlier this season, it was sort of the opposite, Triggs. It was Brady on the sideline. They were trying to lead a comeback after a bad first half, and it was Mahomes that was like, no, this is mine. So either way, it'll be great to see who can do with a game-sealing drive situation in the Big Guava. I'm saying it.
Okay.
The Big Guava is sticking. I looked it up. It's a thing.
It's a thing?
Yeah, it is. I don't know why it's a thing. I'll find that out another day. Let's get some insight from the Rap. Right now, yesterday, the Rams brass spoke. Les Snead spoke about their quarterback situation, saying Jared Goff's the guy for now. What's up? Or he's a Ram for now, rather.
For now was an interesting addition to that conversation with Jared Goff. And we actually, if you paid attention closely, this seemed to be some cracks in this relationship probably a couple weeks ago. Remember, we did not know going into their first playoff game if Jared Goff will be available or if it will be John Wolford. And then Goff was available, but as the backup, not committing to the starter right there and saying, all right, if Goff is healthy at all, he's going to play. That was an interesting one. And then going into the following week for their next playoff game, Sean McVay, even though he knew Goff would be healthy, would not say Jared Goff is definitely our starter. He said we want to see about the health of both quarterbacks. That was interesting as well. And then yesterday, Les Snead meets with reporters, the general manager talking after the season, and essentially did not commit to Jared Goff as well. He called him, as you mentioned, a Ram at this moment. He said the future is a beautiful mystery. Les Snead also said it's way too early to speculate, which again, if you were talking about your franchise quarterback, that's not what you'd say. You'd say, this is our guy, stop asking me those questions. They signed Jared Goff to a 4-year, $110 million extension. Guys, that hasn't even started yet. If they cut Goff, which doesn't seem like something that they're going to do, $65.5 million in dead money. To trade him, if somebody wants him, would be a little more palatable. Finally, Snead did say, best case scenario, Goff is part of the solution, but it is not clear if that's definitely the case right now. A lot of open questions about quarterbacks around the league. Consider the Rams one of them.
Appreciate